My name is Sophy Gardner. I was at Putney High School until 1986. Currently, I'm a full-time PhD student studying history. I was at the junior school right from when I first went to school. I grew up in Rains Park with a younger sister who also later went on to Putney High. And I went to nursery and then I was at Putney from 5. My memories of first arriving at Putney are probably mixed up with my mother's memories because she tells me about it. I do remember things like indoor and outdoor shoes at break times and having to change shoes, and the notice that was at the bottom of the stairs that told you which shoes you were allowed to wear outside. But my mother says she remembers in a really positive way the fact it was incredibly noisy, because when she went to see the school she walked in and thought I'd fit right in because I was a really noisy child, and there was this kind of energy about it that she really liked. And I guess although that's partly her memory, it's what I remember too. The subjects that I really enjoyed for later on were maths, which I was good at, so that was quite a good subject for me, and I think particularly history and geography, both of which I went on to do a geography degree for my first degree, and then I obviously studied for a PhD in history. In different ways, those three subjects have all followed me, really. I remember that of the teachers at Putney High, really just that they were strong and capable women who definitely left me with no doubt that we could all go out and into the world and be successful. I guess it was that sense of confidence that they gave. I would always mention Miss Fabian, Rosalind Fabian, who I mentioned when I came back to the school to speak, not realising she was in the audience. She burst into tears, and then so did I once I realised she was there, and we are still in touch. In fact, I got a letter from her this week and I will be seeing her next month. She was a school teacher in the junior school when I was about 8, and she was just so kind and patient and wanted to stretch us. I was passionate and I wanted to fly. That's what I wanted to do. Now, in the 1980s, women couldn't be pilots in the Air Force, they couldn't be pilots in civilian aviation really either, and not for the main sort of airlines. So Putney couldn't really help me in that sense, but I think that sense of being surrounded by confident women and that sense that we should break some barriers meant that I kept myself determined, and I ended up joining the Air Force, and initially I did join as a pilot. I am still in contact with friends from Putney High, quite a lot of them. Some I've kept in touch with continuously since I left, and recently my first sort of friend from when I was 5 moved near where I've just moved to in Wiltshire, and we go walking our dogs together every month. So it's just, those friendships just keep on going. It's lovely. Since I left Putney, which seems like a very long time ago, I had a nearly 20-year career in the Royal Air Force, where I served in places like Iraq and Afghanistan, spent a lot of time overseas. I commanded operations at RAF Valley and Anglesey. That was my last post. Since then, I have run my own business. I stood as a parliamentary candidate in the general election in 2015, so I was in politics for 2 years but didn't win. And a year ago, I began my PhD, so it's been quite a varied journey. Reflecting back now, I think it gave me a sense of solidarity with women there, and also that it's really important to help other women to achieve and younger women to achieve, and I think that happened in school, so that's the important bit for me. It's so brilliant. It's 125 years that Putney's been around, and what an amazing alumni, list of alumni there are from Putney. I think for me it's really important that they continue with the bursary system, and that we continue to help people who perhaps can't afford on their own to go to the school. The bursary system was good when I was there, and the diversity, and I'm not just talking about people from different economic backgrounds, but actually diversity in terms of ethnic background, what people's parents did was so good and diverse and mixed, and practically more diverse than any area or environment I've worked in since. So I really hope it just continues to be like that, because that's what Putney's like, that's what London's like, and that's what that school is like.